The jokes pretty much write themselves at this point, with both the Sony network and subsequently the Xbox network going down. Defending a corporate bad decision making and forcing you to go all digital and having to defend it is similar to defending your wife for cheating on you. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. So obviously I discussed earlier that I'll be doing another PlayStation 3 video showcasing more delisted games and even a substantial load of PS3 titles that haven't been listed at all on the digital storefront. However, a lot of these have DLC, which I'll break down in that future video that I'm working on. But for now, let's do something a little bit different. So instead of looking towards the bleak digital future, let's focus on what Sony has done right. And in my view, one of the best things they've done for customers is release the PlayStation 2 and the vast library of games for the system. Let me showcase some hidden gems, some of my favorite, and also I wouldn't say all of them are hidden, maybe these are semi-hidden. I'll go into detail explaining why these are essential to collect for the PlayStation 2, whether you're going to be a new gamer to that ecosystem or are a veteran that's been playing PlayStation 2 games for quite some time. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, if I was doing YouTube back in 2024, this would have been close to my game of the year. It's the very first horror game I've played, other than Until Dawn, which I played with my fiancée so many years ago, and that is Manhunt by Rockstar. And what makes this game unique is the fact that to survive the night, you essentially have to hunt your fellow human beings like animals, and vice versa. The gangs, the crazies, hunt you down in turn, and it makes for a very terrifying plot. Your ammo obviously is very limited. You have to be very smart with how you play. You have to have a lot of patience, which I think is one of the greatest strengths and also one of the greatest weaknesses with this game. Nonetheless, it's a worthwhile game to play through. It's released for PS2, the OG Xbox, and the PC, which I think is a little bit more uncensored. Nonetheless, this was a hell of a ride from start to finish. Highly recommended. So we know Grand Theft Auto to be the king of open world games, especially in the era of the PlayStation 2, where they founded their legacy with GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and so forth. But little do many people know that they actually had a very scrappy kind of rival in the form of Reflections, the developer, who made the legendary Driver series, and in this Hidden Gems video, Driver Parallel Lines. So you play the role of TK, kind of a gangster that was betrayed by his compadres. Obviously, the game takes place in the 1970s where this all went down. And then after spending that time in prison, he gets out in the mid to late 2000s, where he seeks his revenge. So you essentially play New York City in two time periods, and that's what makes the game kind of a standout hit, in the fact that it's kind of a very open and unique world set in two different eras. A very underrated game, not a lot of people talk about it, and one that I highly recommend that you add to the collection. Okay, another open world crime game, and this time by Team Soho, also inspired by the likes of GTA, essentially a playable movie, and that is The Getaway. Also a very unique, even the layout, it's almost like a kind of a DVD movie, with the kind of cast and the people that made the video game essentially here on the DVD. But nonetheless, a very unique PlayStation 2 exclusive. Had a blast playing this. It won't be for everyone. The cars do handle more like a boat than an actual vehicle, but it's a very, very fun playthrough. Highly recommended edition if you've exhausted the likes of the other GTA clones and the GTA games for the 6th generation. I don't think we'd be able to talk about PlayStation's legacy without bringing up this franchise, and it's also one of their released titles for the PlayStation 2. Ridge Racer 5. So arcade racing, Obviously, basically an awesome showcase detailing how awesome the gameplay experience could be for the PlayStation 2. Highly recommended edition. I did play this one last year, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I don't see it around too much. So if you do find this out in a while, it's worthwhile picking up. It's a guaranteed fun 6 to 8 hour experience. Okay, next up I have a hand-drawn JRPG, and this one was infamous for making the emotion engine sweat in the PlayStation 2, and that is Odin Sphere. So obviously the likes of the PS3 remaster and the PS4 as well are the definitive editions of this game. It nonetheless all started here. This was the first way that I played the Odin Sphere game, and it's so awesome that even my wife has a copy of her own. So what else can I say? If you do want something that's truly unique and breathtaking, and something that was painstakingly handcrafted, this is a worthwhile RPG edition. The music is awesome, the graphical detail, as well as the cast. I do feel that they were very well written, well put together in its setting. So if I had $1 for every legacy franchise that EA abandoned, I would take that money and sue them into making a sequel or remaster to this game right here. I really do feel that this game still overshadows Call of Duty and Battlefield by a mile, and that is Black. None can match its intensity or veracity, and I really do feel that this game is a legacy first-person shooter hit, which every person with the PlayStation 2 or OG Xbox should own and play. It is one of my favorite first-person shooters to date, and I think back fondly to the time I've had playing through its intense gameplay, and the fact that it had very kind of minimalistic but deep storytelling, and that you're not just playing any other war game. It really does leave a mark on you, and is one you should definitely add to the collection. Okay, so while I made the case for Black and why you should add that to the collection as a standard first-person shooter, this remains a very close second. This was given to me by my dad as a gift, and nonetheless a very awesome experience, and that is Return to Castle Wolfenstein Operation Resurrection. So this is a more definitive version compared to the OG Xbox and PC version, as it includes more content, and it isn't just any generic first-person shooter. It actually incorporates a bit of the occult, a bit of the science that the Nazis get into, making a very kind of flawless and unique gameplay experience. I had a lot of fun with this game from start to finish, and is a definitive pickup for the PlayStation 2. Okay, so this game is a definition of hidden gem. We know Clover Studio to make some of the most legendary and revered titles in the form of Okami and God Hand, but little too do many people know that they actually made another series of games in the form of the IP, Beautiful Joe. So obviously you take the everyday nobody, you convert him into a superhero, emulating what he sees on the big screen, basically saving the day, saving his girlfriend from the clutches of evil, but also adjusting your battle style on the fly. You fight in fast and very slow motion depending on the enemies that you encounter, and that's what makes the game truly unique. I haven't encountered another game which actually has the kind of same kind of gameplay combat mechanics, so this sets it apart from many video games out there. Not a lot of people talk about it, and I do feel that it's definitely worth a revision for new and legacy gamers alike.
One eternity later.
Apologies, I had to cut my recording halfway, so I'm recording the second half of this video now. Next game I'll be featuring Gran Turismo Concept in 2002 Geneva and Tokyo Motor Show, and it is exactly that. Basically the cars that were featured in both those two auto expos can be played in this video game right here. Also featuring the quirky and unique Toyota Pod, I think it is, which is basically a car that simulates emotions, happy, sadness, that sort of thing. To my American viewers, unfortunately, this is a PAL exclusive, but if you are able to find it on certain websites, on eBay, whatnot, This is between an $8 and $10 game, and it is well worth a playthrough. Or if you're just a fan of Gran Turismo games in general, it is highly recommended. Okay, so for the next game, if you thought Red Dead was the only Western game that was developed, unfortunately you've been mistaken. There's also a little excuse me, unknown game by the name of Gun, developed by Neversoft, the same developers that did the Tony Hawk's Underground skateboarding games. Very polished, very fun and fluid Western shooter, and it has features a very awesome and unique story. Even just the gameplay and the quest lines is very captivating. Well worth a pick up and playthrough, and it is one that is I wouldn't say too difficult to find. You can also find this on the Xbox 360, which is the HD variant, but it plays just as awesome on the PlayStation 2. Okay, and for the next Hidden Gem game on my list, I have a JRPG. And this one was obviously in the zeitgeist for a couple of years now, spoken highly of by a couple of YouTubers, which have driven up the price. So if you are able to pick this one up or to emulate it, I highly advocate for it. It is truly a unique game. It features a very dynamic mechanic in its turn-based battle combat, as well as featuring kind of horror elements in its narrative. And that game is Shadow Hearts. So very first game in the line of the trilogy. And obviously this flew under the radar for many years until it was spoken highly of by a couple of YouTubers. And because of that, I don't think there's many copies in circulation, which is a bit of a shame. I do find that it is one of my most favorite JRPGs for the PlayStation 2 system. Okay, next up I have another GTA clone. And this was the game that I actually featured in many of my intros, making it very fun and sort of Mexican themed, if that's a nice way to put it, and that is Total Overdose. So obviously the first game sold well. The sequel was released on PlayStation Portable. Not many people know about it since it was released under a different name. However, this is a very awesome game to play. 8 to 10 hour campaign, and a very jam-packed and action-based adventure. Also very fun in many of the cutscenes and the characters that are presented. This is one that you definitely must not miss. So, fun fact, obviously Total Overdose was the GTA clone with its open world, but also it was a clone to another one of Rockstar's games, and that was with the slow-mo bullet time effects. In that game, a very underrated title and also a masterpiece, that is Max Payne. And I have with me the first game here. This is where it all started. Very underrated game, spoken of in hushed tones by many gamers and YouTubers alike. A personal favorite of mine, and also one that I really recommend that you play. This is one of Rockstar's best releases, and I do feel it has a very gripping and sort of dark, kind of noir-esque story behind its narrative. Okay, so for the next game in this Hidden Gems video is a Mafia game. It's not Godfather or Scarface. It is Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. And obviously you might be saying it's from a popular series. Why would it be a hidden gem? And that's because not a lot of people tend to talk about it. It's locked to the 6th generation, released solely on the PlayStation 2 and PSP, so I do consider it a PlayStation exclusive of sorts. You play the role of Tony Cipriani, underling to mob boss Salvatore Leone in its narrative, and it serves as the prequel to GTA 3. A very awesome and fluid, but also very fun game to play. All the humor of GTA is not lost on this game. So it is a worthwhile pickup, especially if you have a PS2 in the game room or a PSP and you're looking to play something else within the GTA universe. It's highly recommended. Okay, and for the final game on this Hidden Gems video. It's one of my favorite races of all time, and it's locked to the 6th gen behind the PS2, and was also released for the Xbox, OG Xbox, and that is Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. Obviously, it features a very addictive Sega-esque arcadey gameplay mechanics. Very difficult game to kind of put down or stop playing because of how fun the game is, and it's much cheaper and much better than going to the arcades, in my opinion. I occasionally put this on when I'm very stressed out, and I have a blast with each and every session that I play with this game, and it's for that reason that I put it on top of my list for the hidden gems for PlayStation 2. Thanks guys for watching. So at the time of this recording, Sony have just announced that they'll be doubling down on the fact that they won't be printing any physical media, and they'll be sticking straightly with digital from here on out after 2028. So they've committed to it. Now that's unfortunate because a lot of what I've shown you, that's it in terms of physical media. So I'll hopefully do another PlayStation 3 video with more delisted games, or even other games that haven't been listed in the shop at all. Let me see if I can find it. Like, I know this hasn't received a digital release at all, so this is it. I mean, it's locked to the physical disc itself, and this is the only way to play it unless you emulate it. Crash Time 4 The Syndicate, very awesome game, besides the fact that it does have some cheesy dialogue, and that's a bit of a shame. So we'll be locked to this sort of a grubby system from 2028 onwards, and it's not something that I'm excited for at all. Okay, nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. May you enjoy your games, whether that's on a digital format or physically. I wish you all the best, and may you have a good one. Cheers.